Hello, it's me again, Apome Obriki, and for this video, I will teach you or I will guide you on how to write the research chapter 2. The review of related literature is an activity in the research process wherein you need to support the research problem. If you identified your problem, you need to find information or you can find in books or other sources needed to support the problem under study. Meaning, you would be able to review how your problem is presented in other research papers. You would also find information how other researchers conducted their research study. You would be able to limit or narrow down to a specific context, thus you can proceed your research efficiently. What are we looking for? So in writing chapter 2 or review of related literature, find reports on the results of other studies closely related problems that have been investigated. Next, the research design used in the study including procedures used and data gathering instrument employed. You need to find what kind of research design have they implemented in their research study. Then find population, sample, and sampling methods utilized. Population have they used in the research problem and also need to know what kind of methods they use so that you'd be able to prepare your paper on how many respondents you need in your methodology in your research paper or research problem. You also need to know variables that were operationally defined. Next, extraneous variables that may affect the findings. So, once you read the methodologies of the research paper that is related to the research problem, you would be able to know the variables that used or what variables affected during their studies. And then lastly, find recommendations for the further research. Recommendations are written in research paper in order to recommend or give the other researchers idea on what they can study on. So they can continue the research process that the researchers have done. Sources of information. So you can find it in the library, like books, manuscripts, theses, dissertations, professional journals, and in online like Google Scholar, Science Open, ResearchGate, and Sci-Hub. You can also search online, and these are some of sites offering PDFs and studies that you can use in your research paper. Citing literature. If you are writing your review of related literature, you need to paraphrase the text that you want to use and make sure that you will cite the authors and the date when the research is published, and make sure to paraphrase their study to prevent plagiarism. So first, to avoid plagiarism, ethical and moral standard. Second, to assign proper authority to a statement. Giving credit to the sources of any information of ideas needs to be done. Referencing your sources means systematically showing what information or ideas. EPE Citation Guide Tips. So first, you start with the author's last name and publication year. Second, italize titles of longer works like books and journals. Third, use it al for 3 or more authors. Fourth, include page numbers for correct quotes. Fifth, Use and in-text citations and an in parentheses. Add DOI or URL for online sources. Then abbreviate journal titles. Capitalize title case for titles. Then double space and indent the citation list. And lastly, follow APA style consistently. So here is the example of the citation sources. Synthesis refers to the bringing together of materials from different sources and creation of integrated whole. Techniques for writing synthesis. First is a summary. It is a simplest way of organizing a synthesis. Here you write the most relevant information. Second, example or illustration. It refers to illuminating example of illustration. And then the third, two or more reasons. This approach can be effective by stating your thesis, then give reasons why it is true. And then fourth, comparison and contrast. These techniques will lead examining two subjects or data. So, if you want to emphasize that the study of a specific researcher is similar to your study or relevant to your study, you can use the following phrases. The following statements or phrases may help the researcher express the relevance of the study. So first, related literature in this study has a significant relationship with the future study in the sense of. Second, the related studies presented here were selected on the basis of their significance in promoting directions for this present study. Then third, the different concepts on blank as reflected in several studies revealed the following insights as they are related to the present researcher's study. So, if you want to summarize everything, you can use the following phrases. So, that would be all, and those are the ways on how to write the review of related literature. So, thank you for watching.